It's time to prune the winter heath and summer heather. Heath blooms winter into spring, and heather blooms summer into fall, but they both can be pruned at the same time. The heath shrubs I have are Kramer's red winter heath, but this pruning works for any of the winter blooming heaths. I also have a small group of white heather, of an unnamed variety, which gets pruned differently from how you prune heath. I'm Laura from Garden Sanity, and I've got several shrubs to prune, so let's get started. First, I'll prune this winter heath. I want to take down the height so that the blue-star juniper can be seen better. Then I'll prune these three smaller heaths so that they don't begin growing into each other. And finally, I'll prune these two Kramer's red winter heaths. And I will also show you the heather plant and how to prune that as well. So, let's get started. I like these particular Fiskars shears, and Fiskars makes several versions because these have shock-absorbing bumpers and rubber non-slip handles in addition to very sharp blades. Your arms don't get tired because the cuts are made easily. Use these shears to take off the top growth and to shape the shrubs. Hand pruners can be used instead of shears and are great to use if it's your first time and you want to get a feel for how to prune heath back without pruning too much. I use my Fiskars pruners to tidy up the edges of the heath. And I like to lift up the heath and prune out the dead stems underneath to provide better airflow. And after I'm done using the shears, I'll use my hand pruners to snip away the tips of any exposed stems I'd rather not see. Just prune the stems back into the green growth and it'll fill in quickly. And finally, garden gloves protect your hands and help give a better grip not only while pruning shrubs, but also during cleanup. This is actually two shrubs that have grown together. I want to prune back the height so that you can see the blue-star juniper much better. Now, they're mostly green, with some tiny dried up flowers still visible. I'll prune in the front to expose the edging again, but first, I need to cut back the tete-a-tete daffodils on each side as it's been 7 weeks since they've bloomed. I uncovered a catmint plant underneath the daffodil leaves, and behind it are Cragford daffodils, not quite ready to cut back, and weeds. I'm using shears for this entire shrub, and yes, I'm keeping these two shrubs as one shrub. I begin taking the top off the shrub, but not all at once. You don't want to trim off all the green and go down to just brown stems, so begin gradually cutting into the stems. You want lots of healthy green while making the shrubs more compact into nice rounded ovals. Make the sides lower than the top of the shrub all the way around. If this is your first time pruning and you feel more comfortable using hand pruners, go for it. Just grab a few of the stems together and prune the ends off, doing a little at a time. You can use your pruners to tidy up any remaining parts you want to shape up, and you'll see me do that with the next heaths I'm about to prune. Here's what it looks like now. I cut back this front part back to the edging. But I'm not worried as there's still plenty of young growth that will fill this area back in. I pruned the sides to provide more space between the shrubs for better airflow. I also discovered I have a new heath shrub, which is fun as you can see more shoots growing right next to the shrub. For this area, I don't mind this at all. Here's a Japanese hellerii and lavender phenomenal. And most importantly, the small blue star juniper has much more breathing room. There were a lot of dead branches to remove, which isn't hard to do. I'll link to my video to show you how easy it is to clean blue star junipers up. Okay, on to the next shrubs. Kramer's Red Winter Heath is a great companion for daffodils. These 3 heaths are starting to grow together, and I want to keep them as 3 separate shrubs, so that's my goal in pruning these today. I'm using pruners to trim back the edges of each shrub and to tidy up the tops too. So here's how these look. Now I have 3 separate shrubs again, and you can see how low and compact they are. Okay, on to more heaths and pruning a heather. So here's the last set of shrubs I'm doing today. There's 2 winter blooming heaths with a summer blooming heather in the middle. One of the problems I need to fix is having the heath covering this sprinkler head. My bad, as I planted the shrubs next to the sprinkler head to pretty it up. But this is an easy fix with pruning. And this is the heather that blooms summer into fall, which I'll tidy up as well. For these shrubs, I had some brown stems stick up on top, so I snipped them back into the green growth so they're not as noticeable. If you see that the stems are still green inside when you cut them, that means the stems are still alive. Like this one. So this heath is nice and rounded now, more compact, and again, I cut the bottom and front way back so that the edging is exposed. Now the heath on the right looks a bit wonky, but now the sprinkler has more room. Air can flow around the shrubs much better. And what looks like dead stems has plenty of new growth hiding in there, so it'll fill back in and look more respectable fairly quickly. And in the back, you can see the nice rounded shape as it tapers to the ground. Okay, let's prune a heather plant. Heather blooms later in the summer and well into the fall. You can prune these anytime in spring without sacrificing the summer flowers. Here's what the plant looks like today. What's interesting about heathers is once the flowers are gone, they leave a bare section on the stem. And new green growth begins growing in spring from that bare section, which will remain bare. So you need to prune each branch below that bare section, right there, and new growth will sprout from that pruning cut. The bare sections are easy to spot. I'll be using hand pruners to tidy up this entire heather. There's brown stems that didn't survive the winter, so I'll remove those as close to the base as possible, and snip away brown stems here and there. I removed a lot of brown from the freezes we had this year, but it'll grow back just fine. I'm all finished and can check off another spring chore from my to-do list. These winter blooming Heaths look good with their haircuts, and they'll become fuller in no time. Later this summer, I'll enjoy the beautiful white color of the heather, which always looks pretty in front of the little lime hydrangeas. And the Heath will begin forming flower buds in September, as it gets ready to bloom next year, from January through April. Now that the Heath and Heather are pruned, the last step is to fertilize. Heath and Heather prefer acid soil, so I use Hollytone by Espoma, a slow-release organic fertilizer for acid-loving plants. Sprinkle it around the plants, then water it in, or let Mother Nature water it in for you. To learn more about growing winter heath, watch my Kramer's Red Winter Heath video next. And to see what the Heath and Heather look like later in the summer, watch my Little Lime Hydrangea Garden Tour. Until next time, happy gardening.